one of the 260 metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies in the country. The district, which is also a constituency on its own, forms part of the 18 districts of the current Volta region, with its capital at Sogakope. The main river draining the district is the Volta, which runs along its western border. The constituency is also drained by numerous streams, prominent among them being River Toji, with a large number of lagoons dotted in the southern sector of the constituency. According to the 2010 Population and Housing Census, the population of the district or constituency stands at 87,950, with 40,019 males and 47,931 females, up from the 1994 estimated population of 87,766, with a growth rate of some 2.5% per annum. The current population of the constituency is therefore estimated or projected to be more than 100,000 residents. This qualifies the district to be upgraded to the status of a municipality in the near future. The South Tongu constituency covers a land size of 448 square kilometers. About 52% of the active population is engaged in agriculture, including the fishing industry, with 15.9% of the residents found in the service and sales sector. Some of the food crops cultivated in the constituency are maize and cassava, as well as vegetables, which include tomato, pepper, and okra. Cattle rearing also dominates livestock activities in the constituency. The Sogakope and Dabala markets are the two major marketing centers in the district. There are other satellite markets in the constituency, one of which is the Doplama market. These markets play host to hundreds of traders, not only from the constituency, but also from other big towns and communities such as Akachi, Keta, Ada, and Adidome. The constituency can boast of one government hospital, as well as the Richard Novati Kali Hospital, all at Sogakope. There are a number of CHIPS zones and health centers, one Planned Parenthood Association of Ghana PPAG clinic, as well as two private health facilities in the constituency. The district has 293 educational institutions which are publicly and privately owned. Out of this number, there are 114 kindergarten institutions, 111 primary schools, and 86 junior high schools. There are 3 senior high schools in the district, in addition to a technical and vocational institute, not forgetting the famous world-class soccer academy near Fievie Dugame. One of the Day E Block senior high school structures, started by former President Mahama at Sondo, is also slowly ongoing. The Member of Parliament MP for the South Tongu constituency, Honorable Wisdom Kobena Mensah WOYOME, succeeded the first Deputy Speaker, Honorable Kenneth Jirasa, on 7 January 2009 on the ticket of the Great National Democratic Congress, NDC. Mr. Kobena Mensah WOYOME and the NDC have not relented in their efforts over the years to bring the needed development to all parts of the country, including the South Tongu constituency. The MP's vision has been and continues to be to transform the district into a higher status where all resources will be tapped for its total development.
The motivation and vision that I've always had for South Tongu constituency has always been one which a district that will eventually be elevated into a municipality and grow to become even a metropolis. We are so endowed with a lot of natural resources, and particularly so the River Volta that cuts through this wonderful land. geographically, it is located midway between two major cities in the sub-region. We have Accra, the capital of the Republic of Ghana, and we have Lome towards the east, also the capital of the Republic of Togo, and our equal distance away. And so in terms of access to markets of agricultural produce and goods that values have been added can easily get into these markets by traders that will take advantage of the free movement of goods, services, and people, being one of the key protocols of the ECOWAS Commission. And so these are just the ideas that we want to build a very resilient local economy.
One of the major basic successes chalked by the MP and the NDC has been in the area of rural electrification project.
By the time we came, electrification, or in terms of communities and villages that have been connected to the national grid, were about just 45. By 2016, we had connected over 300 towns, villages, and virtually every cottage and hamlet to the national grid. And the intention had been to bring development to the doorstep of the people and to encourage businesses to relocate and to allow businesses, small-scale businesses like dressmaking and little artisan welding and all that, that can equally be established in those communities because of the access to electricity.
The extension of electricity to many parts of the constituency has not only attracted several businesses to the district, but also gone a long way to improve the local economy of the people, including the hospitality and tourism sectors.
And as a result, we can also begin to see a lot of private development in those communities. And I can tell that there's been a tremendous increase in the location of such facilities across the nook and cranny of this district. And many who deal in building wares or materials can also attest to the fact that there has been a boost in demand for building materials, and also as a result has had good impact on their businesses, and they are recording huge turnovers. This is as a result of strategically putting all these basic amenities in place that would then attract people to go and build their private residences, and as well as move small businesses to these areas.
Education, it is said, is the key to development. MP Kobana WOYOME and the NDC have over the period impacted positively on the entire educational sector of the constituency. Several 3, 4 and 6 unit classroom blocks with offices and ancillary facilities have been built in many communities across the constituency in order to remove classes under trees and also ensure decent accommodation for pupils and students at both the basic and senior high school levels. A lot of Get Fund story buildings have also been constructed over the period for several schools. The MP has been able to liaise with NGOs such as the Pencils of Promise to build some school infrastructure in the constituency. Notable among all these projects are 4 and 6 unit Get Fund projects at the Potame Presby Basic School, 4 unit classroom block at the Tefle Presby Basic School, 3 unit classroom block at Vumi DA Basic School, and the 6 unit Pencils of Promise classroom block at the Sope DA Basic School. Other school blocks include a 3 unit classroom infrastructure at the Fievie Dugame DA Junior High School, 6 and 18 unit classroom blocks for the Komboni Vocational and Technical Institute at Sogakope, 2 girls' dormitory facilities at the Sogakope Senior High School, as well as 3 and 6 unit classroom blocks at the Dendo and Yokutipo DA Basic Schools, respectively. In the Agave traditional area, the Chavanya DA Basic and the Lototo DA Primary Schools received a 6-unit classroom block each. At the St. Catherine Senior High School at Agbakope, a 12-unit story classroom facility, a 2-unit story science and ICT laboratory, as well as a 2-story administration and library block have all been provided. At the Dabala Senior High Technical School, a girls' dormitory block and 4-unit classroom accommodation facility have all been built for the school. At the WOYOME, the 3-unit classroom block has been built for the WOYOME DA Primary School, while at Akutukope, a 6-unit classroom infrastructure facility has been put up at the Akutukope DA Basic School with a lot of instrumentality from the late Dr. Bernard Glover of blessed memory. These edifices of educational infrastructure cut across the 5 traditional areas of the constituency, namely Tefle, Bumi, Sokwe, Agave, and Fievie in the 40 electoral areas of the constituency. Some of these achievements have been recorded due to collaborations with educational non-governmental organizations, NGOs.
We're also looking at making sure that education and educational facilities are extended to bring about quality in delivery of our services in this regard. And I tell you that we have been able to remove a lot of schools under trees over the period by building a lot of both 3 units, 4 units, 6-unit classrooms all over the district. And we still have been counting until we left office in 2016.
Support to brilliant and needy pupils and students have always been on the agenda of Honorable Mensa Kobena WOYOME. As a result, more than 2,000 students from the constituency have become beneficiaries of the MP's educational package over the period. The gesture has afforded many teachers and senior high school graduates the opportunity to attain higher educational heights, including acquiring degrees and diploma certificates from a lot of tertiary institutions. As part of efforts to motivate basic school certificate examination BECE candidates in the constituency to give up their best, the MP has over the years distributed sets of mathematical instruments to such final year pupils and also interacted with them prior to writing their final papers.
I here once again to give thanks to the Member of Parliament for what he has done for us. We appreciate what he did for us, and we promise that we are going to write our BEC and come out with flying colors. Thanks.
In this year's BECE, Mr. Kobena Mensa WOYOME supported the final year pupils with 2,200 mathematical sets at a ceremony at the forecourt of the District Directorate of the Ghana Education Service at Sogakope.
I'm here today to honor my pledge of supporting the students that are going to write this year's BECE with mathematical set for each of them. For both those students coming from the public schools and as well as the private schools, totaling over 2,000. And so this is my little support for the students, and also would want to use the opportunity to wish them all well, so that they can really give back what so far has been deposited in them through their parents and guardians as well as their teachers and the community at large, to come up with the best results.
The District Director of Education, Ms. Evelyn Araba Zente, described the gesture as highly commendable, adding that the MP had earlier supported the directorate with motorbikes for use by the circuit supervisors.
On behalf of my staff, teachers, and the peoples of business schools, both private and public, I wholeheartedly receive the donation to be distributed to the peoples, the candidates, and as you said, to motivate them to be able to perform well in addition to other preparations. Yes, Honorable, we want to appreciate this gesture and also all other supports that you've been giving us, the Education Directorate.
As part of efforts to promote information, communication and technology, ICT skills and knowledge in junior high schools across the district, the MP presented desktop computers to all junior high schools across the constituency a few years ago. In September 2020, he went further to present some laptop computers to 20 selected ICT teachers at a ceremony at Sogakope.
In fact, I've been thinking about how I could get all these to all the 86 JHS that are preparing students for the exams, in order for them to be able to interact even whilst you're at home with your classes on the way forward, and the preparation, getting them effectively, actually and adequately and psychologically ready for the forthcoming exams. But the issue is that we don't have that much capacity to be able to get the laptops to all the 86 schools. But as the director indicated, this is the beginning. And I'm actually talking to others so that we'll be able to mobilize more resources and see to it that other schools that are not benefiting from it today will also benefit from one going forward. In fact, you are doing so well. In spite of the challenges confronting you, you are braving the storm and making sure that you leave no stone unturned in ensuring that your students are well prepared to be able to get good results for your school, for the district, for the Volta, and of course for the nation.
This is one of his gestures for the support to education delivery in the district. Every year he does a number of presentations, 1 or 2 in the year, that promotes education delivery. Last year we received motorbikes for our circuit supervisors, CISOs. On this note, I want to say thank you, Honorable MP, and as usual, we always want more. So yes, Oliver Twist, we always ask for more. Thank you for this gesture.
Head teacher of the Nutekpo DA Junior High School, Mr. Johnson Kobi Amajo, described the MP's gesture as God sent.
In fact, this laptop presented to us by the Honorable MP is, I would say, it's a God-sent moment for us to receive this laptop. My school, for instance, for the past 5 years, we haven't had any computer, not anything. Lessons are being taught on the blackboard and the rest in abstract. So this laptop is very useful to us, and I believe with this laptop, the children and the candidates will also have a feel of computer and have a very good feel of the ICT that is being taught in the schools. We thank the MP for this gesture, and we thank our directorate also for selecting us giving us this laptop at this very crucial moment.
Through the instrumentality and support of the MP, the District Directorate of Education in April 2017 organized the second edition of the Excellence Award Scheme, aimed, among other things, at motivating both teachers and pupils and students at both the basic and senior high school levels to give up their best.
We thank God for this program. In fact, when we started this program, hardly did we know God will keep us and bring us thus far. Indeed, performances have improved. When you compare the result last year to that of this year, indeed, this program has put some competition among schools, among students, and everybody is learning hard to achieve something. So our prayer is that every year there should be an improvement upon the previous year.
Lo and behold, when we started, the results that came 2016 as a result of the first program, this to me gave an indication that yes, it's something we should deepen and to encourage further.
The well-attended event saw the presentation of awards to more than 30 students and some 15 teachers, with the overall Best BECE Candidate Award for 2016 going to Hilton Badago, a first-year student of the Sogakope Senior High School.
And I had a 6 in my BC. The first time I came here was 17th of April. That was last year. That was when the program was first held. And then when I came, I saw a friend of mine who was Kokun Michael from Covenant Preparatory School. And he had the overall best BC candidate. So I was motivated. And I told myself that this year I'll be the overall best student. So what I did was that I studied very hard. And then every day I tell myself that I want to be the overall best student. So anytime I'm going to sleep after learning, I say it to myself. So it came to a time that it entered my subconscious mind. Sometimes when I sleep, I'll be dreaming that I've gotten the overall best student. And then I'll dream that I've hold a certificate. So I was just praying and studying very hard until we did a program at the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church. So in that program, we were about 5. And then I had the second position. And then someone had the first position. So I said, if I wanted to get an overall best student and someone has gotten the first and I've gotten the second, then it means that I have to back up. So I started studying very hard. And then that was how come I got overall best student. I feel very happy. And I'm hopeful of becoming the overall best WASI student in next 3 years to come.
One of the typical rural schools and communities Honorable Kobna Mensa WOYOME rescued from its 4-year-old classroom infrastructure plight is the Galoche EP Primary School, which had part of its primary school block ripped off in a rainstorm disaster in June 2016. Since then, more than 180 pupils had been studying under trees, compelling the MP to respond to their need in June this year with assorted building materials to fix the problem through communal labor.
It's in recognition of the wonderful initiative by the community Galoche to undertake some self-initiated project, and therefore have actually requested for some building materials, and by the grace of God I've been able to provide. And of course, let me use this opportunity to congratulate them for that good initiative. And I want to assure them that what they have initiated, I will be there to ensure that any assistance going forward that is requested, I will be able to provide in order to complete the project they have undertaken. And the items that I'm donating include several trips of sand. We have about 50 bags of cement, some paints, roofing sheets, and locks that would help to get their project completed, so that by the time the pupils and the students are actually asked to resume their schooling, they will have a better place to actually shelter them, for them to be able to study out of the hazards of the weather.
Assembly member for the Galuche and Lave electoral area, Honorable Benjamin Agbeyesu, was grateful to the MP for the gesture.
I would like to say thank you, God, for giving us this opportunity to start our project. I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to our dear MP, Dr. Mensawe, for supplying us with these materials to continue the project and to finish. I would like to say that we have a lot of things ahead as far as this school is concerned. Our KG is also in need of classroom. We'll be very grateful if such we need 3 classroom blocks actually to enable them to learn hard. So we pray that you will continue to support us to get additional classroom for the school so that everything can move on very well.
A number of schools and communities in the South Tongu constituency continue to receive material support from the MP for the area. On 7 June 2020, Honorable Kobna Mensah WOYOME donated 100 bags of cement to the Komboni Vocational Technical Institute at Sugakope to support a self-initiated dormitory project being embarked upon by the management of the school. The donation was in response to an appeal made by the school authorities to the MP when fire earlier gutted the main dilapidated boys' dormitory facility of the school.
As I said earlier on the 18th June 2020, a 3-unit block of dormitory block was raised down by fire, and he promised donating 100 bags of cement to us. And surprisingly, to here with this team to that's the promise. We are very grateful to him and his team, and we plead with him once again to remember since the roofing of the building has reached it's almost at the roofing stage, to come by supporting us in the building, and we all have the at the time I was made to know it was going to be part of some emergency projects they were putting together for a quick fix. And so we are hoping and still calling on the government and the Minister of Education, the GET Fund, to, as it were, move in quickly. Now that they are being called to come to school, and there's the need for this to be fixed quickly. What we see here is the school's own initiated projects that we have been supporting gradually and gotten to this stage. Of course, we will have to roof it and several other essential amenities provided. And so looking at it all, it is worth probably sending technocrats and technical persons to come and holistically look at the situation and see where we can collaborate so we can have a befitting and decent accommodation for these students when they return.
The St. Catherine Senior High School has not been left out. In September this year, the MP donated another 50 bags of cement to the school towards its self-initiated walling project, which is about 60% complete. There was a similar donation in January this year, where the MP made an initial presentation of 50 bags towards the same project.
I heard about a few news recently that people come in to attack. Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, some of you. So you are so dear to some of us. We are part of the beginning of this school, and so we must ensure that the school runs smoothly in a very good environment, very peacefully, so that you can also achieve why you are here. And so we'll continue to do our best, even though that might not be enough in solving all of your needs and your problems. And so we are here today to, as it were, honor the pledge. Earlier, there was a request for street lights, and I think that was also delivered.
Yes, it was delivered yesterday,
so yesterday
for the bathhouse.
So
yes.
you have the street lights, and you are going to have many more requests that headmistress is likely to put across to me. And so you can be very much assured of our support, so that this school becomes one of the greatest in the Volta region and in the entire country.
The school management team, the entire staff and students and parents, I want to thank you once again for adhering to our call. We know you do it. You have started and you know you finish. As Oliver Peace says, you ask for more. Thank you very much, and may you advance in whatever you plan for your life, especially going to Parliament for us. Once again, thank you so much. God bless you.
The Gonu RC Basic School also received 20 bags of cement from the MP in September 2020 towards the reconstruction of its school feeding kitchen structure, which is nothing to write home about. Mr. Joseph Achudagba is the head teacher of the school.
On behalf of our peoples and the community, entire community, I would like to thank you very much for your kind gesture. We pray and ask Almighty God to richly bless you. We once again like to use this opportunity to appeal to you. As you are aware, the school is the most performing school in the entire district. 2017, for instance, we took first position in the entire South-Common districts. Last year, we took the 4th position in the BC. Unfortunately, we don't have the classroom structure, as you can see. It's just steady under 3. So I'd like to appeal to you to use your good office to liaise with other NGO or the government to provide us with the classroom blocks. And that will help us to raise the image of the school and then the entire district as a whole.
Jembe banu na mushifika, embi kwa sana moto. Jembe banu na